I'm Dennis Martinek and I'm running for Southbridge Town Council on June 26th. I've decided to list in detail the reasons that I'm running and why I believe that I would be able to best represent the people of Southbridge, not the expensive desires of certain councilors, decisions that cost us all more money every year. In 2012, Southbridge earned the distinction of having the highest property tax rates in central Massachusetts. This means that on a house valued at $150,000, you're paying $2,675 a year in taxes. With a track record of increasing our rates for the last 4 years, and with the 5th year in a row of increases quickly approaching, what that means to you and me is that we have less money in our pockets and more money in the hands of the town council and town manager to buy unnecessary items with. If that doesn't bother you, keep in mind that our upcoming increase will be 4.2%. For most of us, that's nearly a 100% increase in what we've been paying in property taxes the last 12 years. What have we got to show for it? Every year when we elect our town councilors, they are supposed to represent us, not themselves or their friends and family. They are supposed to be the faces of our town representing all of us. However, as we all know, most of them are so divisive that we've come to accept that there are two sides. That's no way to manage our town. The two incumbents running for re-election did not even have the courtesy to attend the debate to defend their records. They talk ad nauseum about Robert's Rules of Order out of one side of their mouths, yet they ignore them out of the other side of their mouths. One need only look at the incumbents, Clements and Spinelli's mentor, Kathy Nicola, the chair of the council, who runs meetings not as a uniter, but as the ultimate divider. The incumbents want to keep as much information as possible from the people. They have made sure that basic items like the budget are not made available to the people of this town unless you're willing to shell out $54 to get a copy. And Councilor Nicola wonders why no one comes to budget meetings? Simple. They can't afford it. If a citizen of this town wishes to get a copy of a public document, they want to charge you 20 cents a page plus an hourly rate. All public information should be available on an easy-to-find website for those that can, reducing FOIA requests and costs. The best way to get the citizens involved is through the creation of a technology subcommittee that would ensure that the people of Southbridge can access any information they want, when they want, including recordings of all meetings and subcommittee meetings, in addition to being notified of upcoming meetings and events. This can be done for little to no cost by enlisting the help of our schools, and with their talent, help them to learn technology while earning credit at school. Our current incumbents, however, would prefer you know less. That way they can sneak through their costly pet projects that we're all paying too much for already. Our incumbents are very clever. They tell you that we can buy things because they're in the budget. Well, some things are and some things aren't. Those that are in the budget don't need to be rubber stamped just because they're in the budget. If it's not crucial, you vote no on it and make do with what you have until the town can afford it, just like you and me. But that's the problem. They don't spend like you and me. They spend our money like drunken sailors, and it doesn't stop. The incumbents have approved the purchase of a $172,000 street sweeper, and now 2 $125,000 backhoes. Don't you wish you had that kind of money to spend foolishly on yourself? Well, you don't because you're responsible. Our incumbents in Southbridge are so out of touch that they believe that the economy in Southbridge has been untouched, unlike the rest of the country. Well, here's a news flash for the incumbents. For the average Joe and Jane in Southbridge who work their tails off, the economy is not so good that we should be spending money foolishly, and as stewards of our money, you might as well tell us that we, the people, just don't matter. Can't afford something? Just tap the endless ATM machine known as the taxpayers. This madness has to end. Our chair and the incumbents up for re-election don't agree with outside-of-the-box thinking, which is why we're in the mess that we're in today. Without outside-of-the-box thinkers, we wouldn't have a cure for polio, we wouldn't have advanced technology, nor would we have the telephone. This cynical view of creative thinking should give you direct insight into the people in charge of our town. Not theirs, ours. In fact, Councilor Nicola has stated proudly that she's not one of those outside-of-the-box thinkers, nor is she open to listening to you when you come to Citizens Forum. No, instead, she and Councilors Clements and Spinelli believe that they should make up their minds before coming to a meeting, not listen to you, the citizens, and while rolling their eyes and ignoring you, not be affected by your relating how certain matters impact you. The bottom line is that they just don't care about you unless it's election time, which is why they are now backpedaling on the $250 trash fine. Don't be fooled by politics. If they really believed it was wrong, it would have been brought up immediately. Perhaps someone should think about these inside-the-box thinkers without so much as a creative idea between them. How's that type of thinking been working for you? The reviews of the town officials should include reviews of town councilors, and they should be objective, not subjective, and made available on the town's website. Using SMART goals, those that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based, we as citizens could easily measure objectively how our appointed and elected officials are doing. To not do so with our subjective reviews helps no one, and in fact promotes incompetency throughout our town, something that we can simply not afford. As citizens, we must demand elected officials that know how to lead. But what is an effective leader? It's someone that knows something about the art of compromise, something that I have to accomplish in my business life every day. I deal with all kinds of personalities, but you learn how to deal effectively with all of them, something I'm proud to say that I'm very astute at. What it means in simple terms is not creating a situation where one side wins and one side loses, but rather an atmosphere where both sides are perceived to have won. We should seek nothing less. A leader listens to people and considers what they say. They don't ignore people at Citizens Forum and treat fellow councilors without dignity. The reign of the incumbents has to come to an end. The only way that Southbridge can expand business, downtown or anywhere else, is to have a plan that lays out our objectives and evaluates how we intend to meet them, including timeframes and a cost-benefit analysis. Once we have a plan, we have to hire people that have a proven track record whose job is up for review every year, just like you and me. Those that drive results should continue on. Those that don't need to be replaced. No more long-term contracts without proven results. Gone are the days when we should accept mediocrity just because we like certain people. There are a lot of nice people in town. What we need are effective people that drive results. This June 26th, you can make a difference. You have to come out and vote to get rid of our tax and spend councilors. They have proven time and time again that they are not looking out for our best interests, but their own. Don't vote for someone because of the amount of signs that they have. That proves nothing. Don't vote because you're familiar with their names. That has nothing to do with their abilities. Vote for someone that is not a current councilor, someone that had the courtesy to come to the debate and share their ideas and visions with you. Voting for someone who thought that they were above it all and did not attend should make one thing very apparent to you. They are not one of us. They expect to be reelected, but they haven't earned it. What they're not telling you is that when the landfill is capped in 6 years or so and the money from Casella goes away, that deficit will be made up by you and me, and we'll see our property tax rates in the $20 per thousand range plus. That's something none of us can afford.